Attention all you epic Fortnite gamers, welcome back to part 4 of Project Askos. It's worth noting straight away, for the millionth time I've mentioned it in the video already, this section is very much like a fanfiction. I like to go pretty free rein with the story in my projects, so what you're about to witness contains a high amount of fan-made scenarios and over-emotional moments, and is extremely longer than any other scripts I've written. Anyway, now we can finally start talking about the narrative inside of Project Askos. So, our story begins not in the present day, but 50 years in the past. Askos, or as it was known then, Amherg, was a peaceful country, ruled by a benevolent king known as Mihai Latimer. One day though, his son, Blake, discovered the mythical Pokémon Determinarch, and used it to try and change fate so he would be the ruler. And he was successful, banishing the king and queen into the Distortion world. However, the legendary Pokémon Dusk and Imparmony became angered at this evil tyrant and tried to teach him a lesson. Using the power again, Determinarch felled both the legendaries in one blow. Unable to flee, Dusk had to use its power to accidentally send the region into an eternal night. Losing its power and turning into its bat form, both legendaries successfully fled afterwards, never to be seen again. Fast forward 32 years though, and an 18-year-old boy from Poké Australia called Trent Askos heard of the chaos unfolding in Amherg, and decided to try and stop Blake the Chaotic's horrible rampage. He was able to find Imparmony, who had fled many years ago in fear, and successfully defeated the Tyrant King, dispelling the darkness, and becoming the president of the newly named Askos region. Now, finally in the present, the region has slowly turned back to how it was before, the Tyrant King now long forgotten. Over the last 17 years, Askos has turned more industrial, while still paying homage to its ancient history before Blake usurped the throne. The champion and Elite Four of the region, however, purely exist for their namesake, as the president took over all the political stuff so they don't have to worry about it. Therefore, the Elite Four and champion in Askos are a lot more laid back than other regions, and need to step up to their duties.
Hello? Is this thing on? Oh, hello! My name is Hazel. I'll be setting up your trainer card today, and then later I'll head over to yours to give you your Pokémon. So, are you a boy or girl? Sorry, it's just that you don't have your webcam on. Oh, you turned on your webcam. It's nice to see your face. Wait, what's your name again? So you're Player. That's a nice name. Now, Player, are you ready? Your own Pokémon journey is about to begin! Many new friends and adventures are sure to be waiting for you. Now, go on, Player. I'll see you in a short while.
After the small introduction by what you assume is the region's professor, this is where you, the player, start the game in Cerebus Town. I've given the player characters the names Jet and Coral, respectively. You and your mother live in an apartment on top of the local library that your mother runs. The game opens up with her and your family pet, Binary, waking you up, and reminding you that today's the day you'll be heading out on your Pokémon journey. As a side option, in the library there's an open book on one of the tables which tells a condensed version of the backstory I told prior as a little Easter egg. Here won't be the only time you'll learn about it in-game, but I thought it would be cool to put it there. After leaving the library, your mum decides to travel around with you, telling you about the various things around town.
You haven't forgotten, have you, sweetie? You see this stuff every day, after all.
After worrying your mother slightly, you set towards Route 1, but she stops you.
Wait, Player! You can't head that way yet! You don't have your own Pokémon! The professor is supposed to be coming over here soon to give you your starter Pokémon. Hey, I know! To pass the time, why don't I teach you how to catch a Pokémon?
You look quizzically at your mum, but she simply smiles at you before sneaking towards a rustle in the grass in front of you. You're suddenly pulled into a catching tutorial, where she uses her pet Binary to capture a wild magpie. Afterwards, a young girl rushes towards you and bumps into you, dropping 3 Pokeballs on the floor.
I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz.
You tell her she doesn't need to apologize, and she gathers up the Pokeballs again, shaking you in your mother's hand.
My name is Hazel. I'm the junior Pokemon professor here. I'm taking over for my dad today, so I hope I can be helpful for you. Player, right? It's nice to finally meet you in person. I have 3 Pokemon here for you to choose from, and one of them could become your very first partner. Go ahead, choose one.
You pick your starter Pokemon, and the junior Pokemon professor waves goodbye as she makes her way back towards her lab. Your mom nods and turns towards you.
She seemed nice. That's a good Pokemon you picked out there, too. Do you want to test it out in a battle with me?
You're taken aback by the sudden challenge, but you oblige, starting your first Pokémon battle with your mom. On her team, she uses her Baneri and the Magpine she just caught, so you're easily able to defeat her. She laughs and apologizes.
Aw, I'm sorry we weren't able to win, Buniri and Magpine. Player, you're amazing, you know that? You're the spitting image of your father, alright. I think you and your Pokemon will be great friends. So why don't you take the Pokemon Gym Challenge? I know you'll have a lot of fun, sweetie.
You give her one last hug goodbye, and you finally take your first step on your Pokémon adventure. As you approach Himari City, you bump into someone again, but this time it's not Junior Professor Hazel. Instead, a boy in a purple hoodie glares at you coldly, and you apologize quickly for bumping into him. On his hoodie is a strange emblem you've never seen before.
Watch where you're walking. I'm the one who's about to change this world for the better.
You ask who he is, and he laughs.
My name is Larsa. Remember that name. For one day, I'll be the one calling the shots in this region. The Elite Four and Champion lays about all day, and all the President cares about is politics. Nobody really cares about this region besides me. I'll be the one to bring about the change.
You're slightly confused by this young man's words, but he challenges you to a Pokémon battle anyhow, to prove how strong he is. On his team, he uses a Rhyhorn and the starter that's strong against yours. You beat him and he looks at you in shock.
No, I can't lose. I'm the one who can change things around here. I'll remember this, player. This will be the last time you defeat me.
He runs off, slightly embarrassed, and he drops something shiny on the ground. You pick it up to realize that it's a sparkling stone. Before leaving, a random NPC points you towards Hazel's lab as you look like you're a trainer. You head inside to a room similar to the seasonal research lab in Unova, where in many terrariums sit some Asconian forms the junior professor seems to be researching. Hazel turns towards you, a Varaprite hovering over her shoulder, and waves at you to come over.
Hey, player! I know it's not much, but welcome to my lab. I'm researching regional variants and how the adaptation affects their DNA structure. One day I hope I get an Asconian Audino in here. They're so fascinating.
As she is about to talk more about that terrible monster, she sees the gleam of the sparkling stone from inside of your bag.
Hey, player, can you pass me that for a second?
You pass her the weird rock and she suddenly smiles with glee.
Oh my stars! This really is a sparkling stone. These are usually really rare and are ported over from the faraway Alola region. So I'd say you're pretty lucky for finding one. Where'd you get it from?
You explain how the strange trainer from earlier dropped it, and she frowns.
Hey, do you mind if I hold on to this for now? I'll give it back to you at some point, okay? I just want to study it for a while.
You reluctantly agree, but before leaving, Hazel hastily hands you a Pokédex.
Here, this is the Pokédex. It automatically records the information of Pokémon you encounter. It'll be a great asset to your journey. I was a trainer once, wanting to fill in the Pokédex. But now I research regional variants instead. It's a lot more fun.
You wave for thanks and goodbye, and leave towards your first gym challenge inside of Stupessa City. However, the gym doors are jammed shut. The gym leader, Ion, walks over to you and apologizes for the door being stuck.
Oh, sorry that the door is stuck. I'm assuming you want to challenge the gym. There's a part inside of the steelworks in the city, which I could use to fix the door. Do you mind getting it for me?
He also says that due to the door being locked, all of his Pokémon are inside the gym too, so he can't go into the steelworks himself. You take up the job for him, battling your way through the swarm of Pokémon in the steelworks to get the spare parts. However, once you reach where it's supposed to be, it seems Larsa has made it before you. How he even knew the part was here is beyond you, but he turns around to laugh at you anyway.
See, player? I'm way more resourceful than you are. Now those stupid adults can truly see how useful I am.
You try to run after him, but by the time you leave the ironworks, he's already given the part to the gym leader.
I heard the door was jammed shut, Mr. Gym Leader. But see, I got the spare part for you. Player was too busy looking at all the cool steel-type Pokémon in there.
The gym leader, being gullible, believes this, and shrugs.
I'm sorry, player. Looks like this kind young man got it already. I hope I didn't waste your time.
Larsa frowns for him not being angry at you, and leaves begrudgingly.
The good news is that you can challenge my gym now. I'll see you soon.
He runs back into the building, and after battling 2 gym trainers, you finally reach him. On his team, he uses a Plusle and a Minun. You easily defeat him and earn your first gym badge, the Atom Badge. As you travel into Dubno Town, you hear a ruckus from the square.
Get out of the way! Team Dusk is taking this town for themselves.
As everyone runs inside, you make your way towards the 2 cloaked individuals who glare at you.
Who are you? This town is rightfully ours. This was our old leader's hometown. We won't allow anyone to interfere.
You're suddenly pulled into a fight against the 2 Team Dusk grunts. All of Team Dusk use a mixture of Dark, Ghost, and Rock types. On their teams, these grunts have a Geodude and a Murkrow respectively. After being defeated, they sigh.
Alright. You've proven your strength. We'll retreat for now. But next time, we'll crush you and your beauty Pokémon.
The screen fades to black and fades back to reveal the town has returned back to normal. A random NPC gives you a normal type Z crystal and thanks for clearing the ruckus, even though you don't have a Z ring yet. They mention that the gym leader in the next city, Craig, has been collecting sparkling stones recently, and might give you one after you defeat him. You make your way towards Travka City and are beckoned to the tennis courts to try out a free game. This tennis minigame is like the super training inside of Oraz, as it can increase one of your Pokemon stats, so it's worth playing if you want your Pokemon to become stronger. Afterwards, you get a phone call on the Pokegear your mom gave you. It's Professor Hazel.
Hey, player! I'm done with that sparkling stone you gave me. I've got one of my aides to go over to Travka to give it back to you. They're waiting in the Pokemon Center.
The call ends and you collect your new Z-Ring from Hazel's aide, before heading off towards the gym. Craig's team consists of a Kabuto and a Carbink. After beating him, he notices the Z-Ring already on your wrist, and decides to give you a Rockinium Z, alongside his gym badge, the Diamond Badge. Now with 2 gym badges and 2 Z crystals, you make your way towards the Larsa. After staying the night at the hotel, you awake to hear a commotion outside. Team Dusk is at it again, and this time they have a strong Pokemon on their side, the gym leader's Pokemon, Toxicroak. You charge out towards them, and on their teams they use a mix of Pokemon such as Finbone, Ghastly, Duskull, Geodude, Murkrow, Cublings, Asconian Teddiursa, Treebats, and Roggenrola. After fighting off a few grunts, you come face to face with the one who stole the Toxicroak. He looks different from the others and seems to be the one who is commanding them.
I heard about you from our boss. So you're the kid who keeps beating up all my troops. My name is Paul. I'm here to stop you right in your tracks.
You're challenged by Team Dusk admin Paul, and on his team is an Asconian Ordino and the Toxicroak he stole, which doesn't listen to him. After defeating him, he gives a similar response to the grunts you beat before, as Team Dusk runs to create havoc elsewhere, leaving the Toxicroak behind. As they run off, Larsa suddenly appears from nowhere, startling you.
I'm part of Team Dusk too. But I can't help wondering, if Pokemon exists for us trainers to use in any way, then...
He trails off and leaves as mysteriously as he appeared. After he leaves, you suddenly realize that the emblem on his hoodie you saw when you met him was actually Team Dusk's logo. You're still a bit wary from the encounter, but you decide to take the Toxicroak back to the gym leader. He thanks you for your kindness.
Thank you for bringing my Toxicroak back. If anything happened to my beloved Venom then... My name is Elara. I'm the gym leader, as you might have guessed. Come challenge me and I'll see if you're truly as strong as they say.
After battling through the gym, you reach Elara, who on her team she has a Wismoke, a Gloom, and her signature Toxicroak, nicknamed Venom. After defeating her, she gives you the 3rd gym badge, the Venom Badge, and a Poisonium Z.
That Team Dusk worries me though. What are they planning?
You now make your way back towards Dubno Town, where you can now head east to Bovny City. Another scene has broken out, and Team Dusk has apparently taken the bike shop owner hostage. It seems these ruffians never stop causing trouble. You battle your way through the swarm of Team Dusk grunts, who have taken over the bike park, until you meet another person unlike the others, assumedly another admin.
What do you know about the Terra Monarch?
Okay, I'll tell you. The Terra Monarch has the power to warp reality itself. It creates a butterfly effect, where changing one little thing can change the entire timeline.
Where is it now?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
The admin turns away from heckling the bike shop owner and glares at you.
Who are you? I'm in the middle of a top secret discussion right now.
You bring out your Pokémon and she laughs, but it sounds kind of forced.
A battle? Huh. I'd like to see you try.
You're challenged by Team Dusk admin Paige, and on her team she has a Weavile and a Mismagius. Eventually you defeat her and her Pokémon, and she quickly calls everyone to retreat. The bike shop owner runs away, leaving the two of you alone.
I'm sorry for that. Can you keep a secret? I work for the International Police, and I'm currently undercover in Team Dusk to find out what's going on. So if we meet again, no hard feelings if I have to beat you down. Let's chat somewhere else, okay?
You and the undercover admin go into the bike shop, while the owner hides behind the desk from the woman who was harassing him, a Rodynamo on the desk hissing at her.
I'm sorry for scaring you. I'm an undercover agent for the International Police. Don't worry.
The owner pokes his head over the desk, looking at the badge she's pulled out, and sighs in relief, returning the Rodynamo to its Pokeball.
I'm sorry, you must be confused. I used to work for the Dimensional Research Lab in Alola a few years ago, and I decided to move here to learn more about the Tormonarch, a mythical Pokemon who can warp reality itself. It has been used for both good and bad throughout the years, and now Team Dusk wants their hands on it, according to Psycho Lady over here.
It's Paige.
I'm Professor Spruce. Player, please take one of these bikes. I have no need for them anymore. I want to help Paige here as much as possible. We'll make sure Team Dusk never gets the information I know.
You take the bike that he offers and wave goodbye as the two of them work on a plan to beat Team Dusk. You take on the gym leader here, Orchid, who has an Asconian Flaffy, a Magolive, and a Roserade. After beating her, she gives you the 4th gym badge, the Bloom badge, and a Grassinium Z, and optionally, an Eevee. You make your way towards the cable car station, where you can take a ride towards the other side of Mount Renovo, and land in Hirinica. However, before you board, you see Larsa walk in, with a Team Dusk Grunt by his side.
You idiot! I still need that Pokemon, you hear? Go and find out where it is!
The Grunt nods and runs away in fear, and Larsa looks towards you in shock before shifting his expression back to the stoic one it usually is.
Sorry you had to see that, player. One of my fellow Grunts lost their Audino, and it would surely be terrible if it went on a rampage. How irresponsible, am I right?
You're a bit suspicious of his overly cheery tone after what just happened, and you're also suspicious about the fact that the Grunt has an Asconian Audino since you've never seen one have one before. You shake the thought off before Larsa offers to ride in the cable car with you to apologize for the trouble.
Player, if you don't mind me asking, why are you on a journey with your Pokemon? I see. Then, what makes you so strong? Your Z-Ring can't simply be the reason.
You explain to him that your Pokemon are the ones who give you power, and vice versa. As long as you have Pokemon by your side, you can do anything. Larsa looks at you in surprise, and then starts to smile for the first time.
Is that it then? Your Pokemon give you power, and you give your Pokemon power. I think I understand you a lot more now, player.
You onboard the cable car as you reach your destination, and Larsa thanks you for the ride, before asking you for another battle. On his team he has the second stage of the starters strung against yours, his Rhydon, a Dusk Lycanroc, an Asconian Rufflet, and a Larvitar. Now, feel free to shout at me, but I'll have to leave it on a cliffhanger here. This is the end of episode 4, so the story will be continued in the next episode. I'll see you then!